Braves Country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king, Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Rama-Lama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
Drink like me. You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. Going to get the lineup set up for you right there. There we go. And the big news today, obviously, is it is going to be Spencer Schwellenbach's debut. So we're going to hit the ground running. First thing I want to do is I want to play the clip of Max Fried talking about last night. I think a lot of y'all want to hear this. Max Fried on yesterday's game, and then they asked him at the end about Schwellenbach.
There's not much you can say, besides that our defense was amazing tonight. Some incredible plays. I know Snit just got done talking about, Ozzie turning some unbelievable double plays that really helped, just take a lot off my shoulders, knowing that if I got the ball on the ground, that there's a good chance that we'd be able to roll too. And it was when you have that confidence, it definitely helps out there. And then obviously, the ball that Juby came in on and dove was really big as well. I thought it was a really good game. Obviously, it was tight into the seventh, and runs were at a premium, and the guys came through, and luckily was able to kind of we were able to keep them off the board. But I thought all in all it was a really great game. And can't say enough about the defense.
How satisfying has it been to just be covering the innings that you are, especially at a time you know how much the team needs it?
I enjoy going deep into games. I pride myself on it, especially after having a couple early on that, I got forced out early. It doesn't sit well with me. So just trying to do as much as I can to really just attack, go after hitters, and just trying to give ourselves the best chance possible to get deep into games and give the bullpen a little bit of a blow.
Anything else, Max?
I got one. 750 career strikeouts tonight. Is that something you think about? What does it mean to you?
I had no idea. Yeah. I just got someone, one of our clubhouse attendants came up to me with the ball and said it. I didn't know that 750 was a milestone number. I think probably 1,000 would be something a little bit more looking forward to, but I'm not a strikeout guy, so for me, I don't really think about it. I had no idea how many strikeouts I had. But, yeah, kind of just going back to the previous point, going deep into games, getting ground balls, and winning is what my focus is.
Max, you know what this offense is capable of. So do you look at it right now as like you guys are kind of having to do a lot of the heavy lifting until they get going? Sometimes hitting's going to lift up pitching and pitching will lift up hitting, right? Is that how you guys are looking at it?
It's just baseball. You know, we were piecing together a rotation last year of a bunch of different guys, and the offense was really lifting us. And, you know, these guys are still putting together really good at-bats. A lot of hard hit balls that aren't falling, and sometimes that's the luck of baseball. I'm really liking our at-bats, and I know these guys are due, and yeah, I'm not worried about them.
Max, another big off for you tonight. Can you just talk about your mentality facing a team like this from that aspect that tends to run a lot?
They're aggressive. They like to put the ball in play. They don't strike out a ton. For me, it was just about staying on the attack. You know, they had some really good at-bats, hit some really good pitches, and a lot of times you just have to tip your hat. And fortunately, I was able to get some ground balls, and you know, my defense was able to back me up and make some really great plays.
Tomorrow, Spencer Schwellenbach makes his debut. Do you say anything to him? Have you said anything to him as a teammate?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Spencer Schwellenbach makes his debut tomorrow. Do you say anything to him as a teammate? Have you said anything to him?
I just really was able to go over and introduce myself, really. I didn't have too much time to talk to him, but, you know, it's a special day. You know, it's something that he'll always remember. He's worked really hard to get here, and a lot of people think that he's, you know, talented enough to be up here and to contribute to win. So just trust yourself and, you know, go get him.
All right, so that was Max Fried from last night, and what I'm about to play you now. This was the interview of Spencer Schwellenbach shortly after he found out that he was going to get the ball entering the Braves locker room. Of course, you know, the reporters came right to him. Here we go. Give me 1 second. There was an error. There we go.
Spencer, how did it feel to get the call up here? Were you expecting it, or what was the reaction to that?
I was not expecting it. Thursday, they told me I was going to Gwinnett, so I had all my stuff in Gwinnett. Threw a bullpen yesterday, and after the bullpen, they told me I was starting on Wednesday in Atlanta. So I was totally taken off guard and very happy about it.
I mean, starting tomorrow that quickly.
Yeah.
What's that feeling like right now? I know you said you're startled, but just knowing that you're here today, you're going to take the mound tomorrow. How's that feel?
Feels awesome, obviously. I think when I wake up tomorrow, it's really going to set in. But right now I'm doing all right and just excited to get out there.
And when Spencer Strider went down with his injury, was this something that all you guys are down there in Mississippi, or you yourself were like, hey, you know, the call could maybe be coming up here this year?
Honestly, I wasn't really thinking about it.
How would you describe just the emotions through this process?
I was just trying to take it day by day. I've only pitched, I think it was 100 innings in the minors. I was just trying to get my reps in, get my pitches in, work on recovering good. And now I'm here and can't be happier about it.
What are your impressions of the group so far?
It seems like a good group. I've met just only a handful of these guys before, but the ones I just did meet seemed like awesome guys.
The Braves seem to have a history of calling up pitchers after just a few starts down there in the minors. If you talk to guys like AJ or any of the guys like, you know, maybe Bryce that have had kind of a similar thing going on with them.
Yeah, AJ is one of my better friends. I called him yesterday, and he just gave me some advice and said good luck, and hopefully him and I can be here one day together.
Any advice you care to share?
Nah.
Gotcha.
I've heard you've been pounding the strike zone, getting a lot of ground balls in. What's really been working for you?
Honestly, like you said, just pounding the zone, throwing strikes, getting on top of guys early, and just being able to put them away when I get to 2 strikes.
What's been the emphasis? Like, what's really been your focus the whole year?
Last year, my struggle was striking guys out, and when I get to 2 strikes, kind of get greedy with the pitches, get them where I need them to be, and honestly just strike guys out.
Is it just being a year removed from Tommy John's that made that big a difference for you?
I think I'm a little bit more comfortable on the mound and throwing pitches in certain spots rather than just throwing them. That's kind of the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. And how about the promotion this year from high to AA? Because you actually performed at a higher level after you went out there. Yeah. Is that just everything coming together for you?
Yeah, I think that it was just better location on my pitches, especially with 2 strikes. Like I was talking about, that was the biggest thing that we'd talk about. 2 strikes, you can't just throw stuff in the zone. Like, hitters are too good. They're going to put it in play. They're going to hammer it.
All right, so that was Schwellenbach. Y'all looking at the chat. I did notice today. I didn't notice yesterday. It happened exactly at 7:00 Eastern. So I believe that's when it happened yesterday. So I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if someone's doing that to screw with us or if it's just, I have no earthly idea. But anyways, Schwellenbach, I was looking at his video today, and man, he has got a bender that is really nasty. He's got a good curveball. He's got a good slider. Obviously, the key today is going to be for him to hit the zone and not fall behind early, because if he goes out there and falls behind early, then what I'm most concerned about is him being a young guy coming in and not being able to answer the bell, because he's got such a small sample size down the farm. He had Tommy John surgery right after the Braves drafted him in 2021. So he missed all of 2022, and he pitched last year, and he pitched some this year. He's got a total, I think it's like right at 100 innings. I've got it jotted down somewhere. He's got right around 100 innings. And it's pretty wild because for him to go from Tommy John surgery to just 100 innings total of minor league baseball. Now he did pitch very well at Nebraska in college, so there is that. It's not like he's totally walking into this blind. But to me, it's interesting that you got a guy that has a very small sample size, but his numbers are really good. Now, granted, it was against single A and double A. He's never even pitched in triple A. It's been single A and double A, and he pitched in a high A. And the opponent's batting average over that time period was right at 200. And his innings pitched, have it here somewhere. Let me pull it up real quick. His innings pitched, I believe, is right at 110. So with all that being said, now the one thing that you do want to know about this guy was a big time prospect when he was in high school. He was Mr. Baseball in high school. He had an ERA in high school of 0.50. He had 88 strikes over 56 innings. And everyone thought he was going to go to Michigan State, somewhere in the Big Ten. He ended up going to Nebraska. I couldn't figure out why that was. I don't know if he had, his dad played there, whatever. But anyways, he ended up going to Nebraska and pitched well at Nebraska, enough for the Braves to draft him fairly high in the 2021 draft. He got a $1 million sign bonus, and shortly after that, the Braves went ahead and gave him Tommy John surgery to repair his UCL. So with that being said, he is a guy that's going to go in there that obviously it's a small sample size, but at double A, across 8 starts, he had a 1.8 ERA, 51 strikeouts. And we're going to see what he does tonight. I've got a feeling the kid, I see some of the video that I see, as long as he's hitting the zone, and he's got the control, and he's not hanging balls over the plate, I think he's going to have a good outing. Now, obviously, we never do pitchers on pick to click because you got to be able to get a base hit to click. But I do expect him to have a good outing. My pick to click tonight, let's go ahead and go with Austin Riley. Austin Riley's he's facing a lefty. He's gotten a couple of good swings, and I know he's a little bit out of it. But I'm going to go with Austin Riley, and we'll get set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves here. Stay tuned on Braves Country Radio and whatever this whatever the hell this is that comes rattling in. We'll be interested to see if it does it again at the top of the hour. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Schwellenbach Day, baby. Schwellenbach.
Spencer, how did it feel to get the call up here? Were you expecting it, or?
Drink like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won Baseball World Championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. A banger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. He's in front of the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing shortstop for the Washington Nationals, it's C.J. Abrams. 9 home runs, 26 RBI, a .266 average, 8 stolen bases. Lane Thomas batting second, playing right. 2 home runs, 10 RBI, 11 stolen bases, batting .188. Batting third, the designated hitter, Jesse Winker. 6 home runs, 23 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .238. Luis Garcia Jr. is playing second and batting fourth. 5 home runs, 26 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .264. Ruiz is back behind home plate and batting fifth. 3 home runs, 11 RBI, a .205 average. Eddie Rosario is in left field with 7 home runs, 19 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .173. Batting seventh, playing third, Nick Senzel. A .224 clip with 5 homers and 13 RBI. Batting eighth and playing first, Joey Gallo. 4 home runs, 7 RBI, 1 stolen base, a .138 average. And Young is in center field and batting ninth. He has a .269 average with 12 RBI and 16 stolen bases. On the mound for the Washington Nationals, it's Mackenzie Gore. The young southpaw is 3-4 with a .304 ERA. A 1.29 whip, 53 and a third innings pitched, 52 hits allowed, 62 strikeouts, 17 walks, and 5 home runs given up. He'll be going head-to-head with Spencer Schwellenbach, his Major League Baseball debut. The 23-year-old right-hander, soon to be 24 on Friday, is 6'1", 200 pounds, out of the University of Nebraska, born in Saginaw, Michigan. He is a career 2.21 ERA in the minor leagues in 24 games. All of them starts. 110 innings pitched, 106 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .201 against him. He's got a .95 whip and just 4 home runs given up. Backing up Schwellenbach in the bottom of the first inning. Batting second and leading off, it's Ozzie Albies. He's batting .271 with 3 home runs, 25 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. He comes in with the 232 clip, 3 home runs, 18 RBI. Batting third, your designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. He has 16 home runs and 48 RBI and a 309 average. Batting cleanup for your Atlanta Braves, it's Matt Olson. Playing first base with a 232 average, 8 home runs and 29 RBI. Behind home plate and batting fifth, it's Travis d'Arnaud. He's back with 5 home runs, 20 RBI, batting 268. In right field and batting sixth, it's Adam Duvall. He has 5 home runs and 13 RBI, a 213 average. Michael Harris II will be patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves. He has 5 home runs, 17 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting 259. Orlando Arcia batting 8th and playing short. The Magic Kingdom comes in with a 245 average, 5 home runs, and 19 RBI. Jared Kelenic is batting 9th and playing left field. The kid has 3 home runs, 10 RBI, and a 254 average. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Will Little. First base umpire, Quinn Wolcott. Second base will be manned by Lance Barksdale, and down the third base line, it's Nick Lentz. Game time temperatures are expected to be 77 degrees at first pitch in Truist Park. No rain is expected in the forecast. Wind is blowing out to left center field at 11 miles an hour. Atlanta Braves are 31-21 on the year, 17-9 at home. Nationals are 24-29 and 14-16 on the road. The Atlanta Braves come in minus 150 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Nationals Game 3 of a 4-game set. Braves and Nationals come in tied at 1 apiece. We'll send the rookie to the bump to try to take the 2-1 lead. Big thanks to all of the country club members. Get those chop arms ready. Let's welcome in the young rook in Braves country. Get your game face on.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Welcome in, Braves country. This nonsense continues. Might have to ask y'all to everyone who's real put up a tomahawk or something so we know you're real. Whatever in the chat, who we think is doing it. We're pretty sure. We sent some emails out, and anyways, good evening to everybody in the chat. I'm going to start grabbing people that I do know, and then if we missed anybody, just go ahead and jump back in the chat. Tell us where you're listening from. Good evening, JC, Braves Country Club member. Good evening, Nathaniel, Country Club member. Goat, Country Club member. Charlie Pittman, and Nathaniel Brooks, Country Club members. Good evening. We've got Gary, Country Club member. Underwater is here. Good evening. I think this Aaron person is fake, but I'm not sure. Talking about Fenway, so could be a baseball fan. And so if you are real, good evening, Aaron. We had Attack of the Bots earlier. Let me see here. Who else do we have? Oh, good evening, Grandma King. Great to see all of y'all. Mark, Edward Spry, Country Club member. And we see JC and Charlie. So good evening. And hope y'all are ready for the debut of this young man, Spencer Schwellenbach. I went back and watched as much video as I could. Anything I could find. It's really difficult to find Kingsland here. Okay, Kingsland, Georgia, I believe is what you're talking about. Schwellenbach, 4-1 and 1.8 ERA in high A and double A this year. And that's in 8 starts. So we're going to find out what he's got. I thought he carried himself well in the few interviews that I saw. We shared one of them. And with that being said, I believe that we're going to get a pretty good game tonight. Let's see, I feel like we got to zoom this screen out a little bit. I don't think it's typically this far out. So we are just about getting set. Schwellenbach is doing his final warm-up tosses. The Braves are in their home whites, top to bottom. Blue ball caps, red bill, and the white A across. Braves across the chest with the tomahawk, all in red outlined in navy. Names on the back in navy. The Nationals are in their classic road grays, top to bottom. Blue ball caps with the red bill and I call it the Walgreens symbol on top of their cap. C.J. Abrams is stepping into the box. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup to start things off. David S., good to see you. And Schwellenbach comes set. He looks in to d'Arnaud, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. The first pitch on the way is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Braves nothing, Nats nothing. Top of the first inning. The rookie kicks and fires. Another cutter this time, 2-0. You will see a split of 5 pitches from this young man. He's got a 4-seam, a slider, a curve, a split, and he just started throwing the cutter. They said he doesn't throw it often, but he's already thrown one there. That's a second one, the 2-0, up top for a strike, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. You got Will Little behind home plate, the 2-1 pitch, swing, and that ball's rattled foul. Looked like it got a piece of d'Arnaud. It appears to be okay, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Will Little, your home plate umpire. Walcott at first. Barksdale second. Lentz at third. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, chopped foul. Off his instep, 2-2. So much for what I read that said he doesn't use the cutter much. He's thrown 5 of them so far. Or, 4 of them so far. When he throws that bender, it looks unbelievable, especially to a right-hander. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball's lifted high and deep into center field, but it'll die plenty of time for Michael Harris II to corral it. He'll make the catch, and Schwellenbach records the first out of his career. F8 if you're scoring at home. We'll go ahead and give him a welcome into Braves country. First pitch on the way. Schwellenbach to the right-hander Thomas as a slider down and out. It's 1-0. Righty. Turns, kicks, fires. Fastball, 97. Outer edge, it's 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Braves have the infield back and to the left. The pitch. Swing. Fouls it back out of play. It's 1-2. The over-under on Schwellenbach's strikeout mark tonight was 3.5 out in Vegas. Braves are a favorite tonight, though Mackenzie Gore is a very good young left-handed pitcher. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Schwellenbach gets the first strikeout of his Atlanta Brave career. That doesn't deserve a chop. Nothing does. Looked like the curveball fell off the table. 12-6. Away. So 2 down, and Jesse Winker comes to the plate, left-handed stick. First pitch on the way to Winkers, chopped right back to the mound, a comebacker, and Schwellenbach flips it to Olsen, and a 1-2-3 to begin the career of Mr. Schwellenbach. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
It's a matrix of like finding a woman. You only get to pick two. So you've got the triangle. You've got hot at the top. Yep. You've got sane, and then you've got single. Yeah. Okay. You only get to pick two. Okay. So basically, if she's hot and she's sane, then she's definitely not single. If she's hot and she's single, she's definitely not sane.
I agree with this. This is the best matrix I've ever seen.
And if she's sane and she's single, well, she's definitely not hot.
I'll get to the bottom of this. Yeah. All right. Well, what was the name on the order? Spider-Man. That's very clever. Yeah.
Ask him how it's possible for him to talk to you through a cut phone wire.
How is it possible for you to talk to me through a cut phone?
Holy, Dennis is Spider-Man.
No one is Spider-Man.
Dad?
Yep.
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
You got anything to say?
What? Yeah, I said it already. It's happy birthday. What do you want?
Well, okay. Am I getting any gifts?
I don't know. That's Mom's department, not mine.
Do I at least get the day off?
Nobody gets a day off on their birthday. You gotta work.
You get the day off on your
My
birthday.
birthday's on Christmas. Everybody gets the day off.
Including you.
Including me, yeah.
Look, so wait, so you don't know if I got any gifts.
Okay, let's talk about not what you're getting. Let's talk about what you're not getting. You're not getting kicked out of the house. You don't gotta turn in your cell phone. You don't gotta start paying for your own car insurance today. Let's be thankful of what's not happening to you. And move along. Happy birthday.
What an 18th, am I right?
Yep.
The road may come to an end here, Garrick wrote his wife. Seems like our backs are to the wall, but there usually comes a way out. Where and what, I know not.
For the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad break. That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac Magee, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves will now face the southpaw Mackenzie Gore. First pitch on the way from Gore is swung on and sliced foul and out of play. It's 0-1. Mackenzie Gore, young southpaw, they got high hopes for him. Couple of years in the league, now just 25 years old, left-hander out of North Carolina. He's drafted by the Padres in 2017. The 0-1 pitch, swung on, lifted high into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit up against the wall, and Ozzie Albies is on with the leadoff double. Let's get it here in the bottom of the first inning. Good piece of hitting there. When you hit it over their head, you're definitely hitting more than they ain't. Thought that ball may stay up. But it kept carrying. The next thing you know, he's standing on second base with nobody out. First pitch on the way to Riley is swung on and sawed off foul down the line. It's 0-1. Braves nothing, Nats nothing. So we've had a hard time coming up with some kind of, I'm sure it'll eventually earn a nickname or a better emoji as the 0-1 pitch, down and in, 1-1. But Braves Country Club members, if you refresh your screen, you're going to see a corn cob because he played for the Cornhuskers. And other than that, this is the 1-1 pitch. Swing and fouls it down the line, 97 miles an hour up top, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Ozzie on second, nobody out, standing on deck, Marcell Ozuna. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Really went after one around his shoe tops, one away. Mackenzie Gore from Wilmington, North Carolina, played his high school ball for Whiteville, North Carolina. Made his major league debut with San Diego on April 15th against the Atlanta Braves. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is high and out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. He threw 5 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs, did give up a home run, two walks, and 3 strikeouts. The 0-1 kicks and fires. Swing and fouls it back. Four-seam fastball. Marcell almost connected on that one. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Lefty righty. The pitch from Gore. Inside, almost gets him. Curveball misses. 2-1. (6'2", 193 pounds, Mackenzie Gore. Once again, just 25 years old. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, chopped foul in between home and third. Evens up the count 2-2. Marcell Ozuna, 21 game on base streak, where he's batting .324 in that time period. The 2-2. Four-seam fastball misses high and out of the zone. Ball 3-2. Mackenzie Gore was a part of the trade back in 2022, along with C.J. Abrams, who we've already seen how great he is starting to become, out to San Diego for the Juan Soto-Josh Bell trade. The 3-2 pitch, swatted, foul, and out of play. We'll do it again. So the two main pieces, the two big pieces that they got was this young man standing on the mound and their shortstop, Mackenzie Gore, giving up Soto and Josh Bell. The payoff pitch, swing, and fouls it back. 98, really bringing it. Braves nothing, Nats nothing, bottom of the first inning. The payoff pitch. Gore comes set. Kicks and fires. Swung on, fouled away again. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. One thing's for sure, Ozuna's making him work, and he's seeing a lot of pitches. May not pay off in this at-bat, but it could second or third time through. Gore up to 13 pitches now. 14, excuse me. Southpaw looks back. Ozzie, the pitch. In the dirt, swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase that changeup well out of the zone. 2 away. So 2 down, and you'll have a lefty-lefty matchup. Matt Olson coming to the plate. The first pitch on the way to Olson is off the plate wide. For a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Lefty-lefty. The pitch. Swing and fouls it back 97. Back behind home plate, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, slider just off the edge, 1-2. You got a 1-2 count to Olsen. The pitch on the way, down and away. Try to get him to chase that slider off the edge. 2-2. Braves nothing, Nats nothing. Gore really starting to work slower here. The 2-2 pitch. Off the edge wide, curveball misses. Ball 3-2. Standing on deck is Travis d'Arnaud. In the hole is Adam Duvall if they can keep it going. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider on the outer edge to end the inning. Ozzie leads us off with a double, and nobody can get him over. We'll be back in a flash.
Here are 5 Little Debbie snacks they no longer make that they need to bring back. Debbie, I hope you're watching this. Number 5 is orange cream cakes. This was like summertime in a box. Taking a bite of one of these was just like eating an orange creamsicle, except it didn't melt all over you and make you look like Garfield. Number 4 is the Little Debbie crackers. I don't think Debbie had anything to do with this one. I think Oreo knew that when she did this, and she did it really well, she was coming for them next. I'm on to you, Nabisco. Number 3 is the Boston cream rolls. These were delicious, but they suffered some branding issues. See, this is the South. Little Debbie's a Southern thing, and nobody wants Boston anything. So just change the name, Debbie. Bring them back and make them the Biloxi cream rolls. Oh no, that's a bad idea. Number 2 are the PBJ oatmeal pies. I don't have to explain this to you. Look at this. I don't know why this went away, but it needs to come back because I feel like we are so close to Little Debbie making a fried bologna cookie. Just trust me, it will be delicious. Number 1 hurts because the wound is still fresh. Banana Twins, I don't know where they went. I don't even want to ask because nothing makes sense anymore. I just know that one day I know they'll be reunited because all of the world's greatest foods are at the banquet table in heaven. And I know right by Jesus is probably a box of Banana Twins.
Armchair.
In 1907, Albert Goodwill Spaulding insisted that Abner Doubleday had invented baseball at Cooperstown, New York in 1839. It wasn't true. But on June 12, 1939, the game's dubious centennial, the National Baseball Hall of Fame officially opened its doors in Cooperstown. 12 great figures from the game's past, selected by the Baseball Writers of America, were to be inducted, including Christy Mathewson, who had died in 1925, and Ty Cobb, who refused to appear in the official photograph, just to spite his ancient enemy, Kennesaw Mountain Landis. Babe Ruth waited to make a grand entrance, sweeping in to huge applause just as the band began to play Take Me Out to the Ball Game. He had forgotten his time.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Congrats, Terrell. Schwellenbach will go back to work. 11 pitches in the first inning. The first one on the way is a curveball way outside the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty on the bump versus the lefty. The pitch, swing and a miss over the top. Curveball 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Curveball misses well outside the zone, 2-1. You got a 2-1 pitch from Schwellenbach. Swing, and that ball's tapped foul off his instep, 2-2. Schwellenbach comes set. The 2-2 pitch turns and fires. 96-mile fastball misses down and in, 3-2. It's interesting the way he does his delivery is a 3-2 pitch swing, and that ball is slapped into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It's off the glove of Duvall. So that'll be an extra base. He keeps going and going and going, and Garcia's got himself. He'll be standing on third, but that really should be a single and an error, a two-base error on Adam Duvall. Unfortunately, while that's going on, the producers on the Braves feed, they are fixated on interviewing family of Schwellenbach, so they're kind of doing a poor job of manning the cameras. You got a runner on third, nobody out. Schwellenbach comes set, kicks and fires, 95 right down the pipe to Ruiz. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes set, lets her go. That changeup misses way outside, 1-1. Not loving the control of him so far, but that could just be a lot of nerves. The 1-1 pitch. Fires it. Swing and fouls that off his foot. 1-2. Same two teams tomorrow night once again. .720 first pitch, not a getaway day, as it normally would be on a Thursday. The 1-2. Swing, and that ball's popped up high. Should be deep enough to get into center field. And it will not be. They're going to hold the runner. He faked like he was coming in. So a good job. I'm going to go ahead and change my feed over so I can see the game better. The Atlanta production team is doing a terrible job. So runner on third, one out. First pitch on the way to Eddie Rosario is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Rosario batting .173 on the year with 7 home runs. The pitch, swing and a miss coming over the top. Got him with that bender. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Schwellenbach comes set. The pitch. Swing and chops that over towards first base side. It's going to be caught. Steps on the bag. 2 away. Man, they're both having terrible. I don't know what's going on. I don't know which feed y'all may be watching. If you're watching this at home, go ahead and get this squared away. But between the Atlanta feed and the Washington feed, there's some bad production going on. So that'll bring Senzel to the plate, the number 7 hitter, right-handed third baseman. Fastball right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Senzel batting .224, the .733 OPS. The pitch. Down and away. Nowhere near the zone. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch. 96-mile fastball up and in. All right, Aaron. we tried to do it the easy way. Now, goodbye. So a 1-2 count. The pitch on the way. Swing and chop foul. The 1-2 pitch. Way outside wide. 2-2. Runner on third. 2 outs. The pitch. Swing and chops it off the instep. Schwellenbach has got a 2-2 count, 2 outs, top of the second. Runner on third. The pitch. Swing and fouls it away. We'll do it again. Schwellenbach now at 31 pitches. The pitch on the way. Down and away. Ball 3, 3-2. The pitch. Curveball misses, down and away, ball 4. So Schwellenbach loses another batter. Head on down to first. We'll have runners on the corners, nobody out. He had done a great job of working out of the jam, the runner at third with the error on Duvall. Now you got runners on the corners, 1 out. Schwellenbach's first walk of the night. He's due to face the power hitting bat of Joey Gallo. Gallo takes the first pitch. Curveball sliding in there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty lefty. The pitch. Right there at the knees. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. The training staff is going to come out there to talk to, I don't know what's going on here. Senzel is bent over at first base. And training staff is coming over and looking at him. He doesn't look well. He's bent over like the way guys would be bent over at the free throw line late in a ball game, but he is walking very gingerly. Taking a look at the replay. I guess he said something to Parra, his first base coach, and that's when he went down. It might just be his knee. I thought it was something. I thought it was something to do with his head, but it might be his knee because he's pointing at his knee and he's walking gingerly. I thought maybe he'd gotten dizzy, Atlanta heat, something like that, but he is gingerly going down the steps. So maybe that was his knee. First pitch on the way. After the timeout, the 0-2 pitch misses outside to Gallo, 1-2. Vargas will come in to substitute. Now, Vargas can play all over the infield, so he'll either stay at third or he could slide over to second. The 1-2 turns around and flips it over to first. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. The pitch. Right across the knee, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Caught looking. Gallo doesn't like it, but that was definitely a strike. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
What are you looking at, you dirty old skank? What are you looking at, Popeye? What are you looking at, you piece of road trash? What are you looking at? Jeez, I can smell you from over here. What are you looking at me for? I'm not a bottle of Jim Beam.
Hey, Braves country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Went to the WNBA Finals in Brooklyn.
Where'd you sit?
Get 100 levels.
Like the lower levels? That's the lower? Okay. What'd you do with the rest of your $20?
It measures just 9 inches in circumference, weighs only about 5 ounces, and is made of cork wound with woolen yarn covered with 2 layers of cowhide and stitched by hand precisely 216 times. It travels 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to home, and it can cover that distance at nearly 100 miles an hour. Along the way, it can be made to twist, spin, curve, wobble, rise, or fall away. The bat is made of turned ash, less than 42 inches long, not more than 2 3/4 inches in diameter. The batter has only a few thousandths of a second to decide to hit the ball. And yet the men who fail 7 times out of 10 are considered the game's greatest heroes.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. They're showing on the Washington feed, it may have been the swing that Senzel put on in the middle of his at-bat that he might have torqued his knee. Travis d'Arnaud will lead us off. First pitch on the way to d'Arnaud is down and in for a ball, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, and that ball swatted towards left field into the glove of Eddie Rosario. 1 away. So 1 down. First pitch on the way to Adam Duvall, who digs in, takes the pitch outside for a right there on the outer edge for a strike, 96 miles an hour. It's 0-1. The 0-1 from Gore, down and away, 1-1. 25 pitches into the night. The pitch. Swing. Pops it up. Foul back out of play. 1-2. Braves nothing. Nats nothing. Bottom of the second inning. Mackenzie Gore's second inning of work. The left-hander kicks and brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 96 miles an hour. Blew it right by him. 2 down. We're going to go ahead and hit the out-of-town scoreboard while we have a chance. Earlier today, the Pirates and the Tigers split their doubleheader. Paul Skeens, 9 strikeouts today, got the win in the second game. Jared Jones got pounded by Tarek Screwball in the first game. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris the second. It's down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and in. Ball 2, 2-0. Phillies beat San Fran, so they are now 5.5 in front of Atlanta. They lost last night, so the Braves did gain a game there. Dodgers 10, Mets 3. New York bullpen falling apart again. The 2-0 pitch. 97-mile-an-hour fastball out wide. They're going to say that kissed the black 2-1. Looked a little odd, a little wide, but was a good frame. So the 2-1 from Harris. To Harris. Swing, and that ball's rifled into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Your Atlanta Braves got one on, one out. Here to start the 2 outs, excuse me. 1 on, 2 outs. Here to get things going here in the second inning. Marlins 9-1 over the Padres today. Baltimore leads Boston 5-1. That game's in the 5th. First pitch to Arcia is up top. Misses high. It's 1-0. Tampa Bay and Oakland are tied up at 1 in the 5th. The 1-0. Swing and fouls it straight back 1-1. Kansas City, Minnesota, they are scoreless in the first. Toronto and the White Sox, they are scoreless in the second. Cubs trail the Brewers 2-0 in the second. You got a 1-1 count, runner on first. Gore flips it over there to keep Harris close by. The 1-1. Swing, and that ball's rifled right at the third baseman. He'll fire it over to second, and it's a 5-4 putout to end the inning. Hard hit ball by Arcia, but right into the teeth of the defense. We'll be back in a flash.
Yo. Hey, I got some news, bro. Katie is no longer my girlfriend.
Oh, thank God. I hated that.
What the Jeff? I was gonna say she's not my girlfriend, man. She's my fiance.
Hi, Katie.
Congrats, guys.
Armchair.
Satchel Paige always thought he was the greatest pitcher in the world, and Josh Gibson thought he was the greatest hitter in the world, and we did too. And Satchel and Josh in this World Series ball game, Satchel pitched, and we got a ball game 1. The Kansas City Monarchs with 2 out in the 9th inning. First place hitter, he tripped on Satchel. We got 2 outs, so that didn't bother us any at all. So Satchel called me, he said, come in. I said, what do you want, Satchel? He said, let me tell you what I'm thinking of doing. He said, I'm going to walk Howard Easterland. I'm going to walk Buck Leonard. I'm going to pitch to Josh Gibson. I say, man, don't be facetious. He said, that's what I'm going to do. I said, time. I called the manager, who was Frank Duncan. I said, Frank, you got to listen to what Satchel said. And so Satchel told him what was going to happen. Now, when he was walking Buck, Josh was in the circle. He talking to Josh all the time. Said, Josh, do you remember the day? Told you that one day we were going to meet and we were going to see who was the best. He said, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Satchel said, all right, says, now it's the time to prove this thing. So when Josh comes up to the bat, listen, let me tell you what this man did. He said, now I'm ready. So I'm going to throw you some fastball. I'm going to throw you a fastball, belt high, boom, strike 1. Josh didn't move the bat. He said, now I'm going to show you another fastball, boom, strike 2. He said, now, Josh, I've got you 2 strikes and no balls. You know, in this situation, I'm supposed to knock you down, you know, brush your back. He said, but I'm not going to throw any smoke at your yoke. I'm going to throw a pea at your knee, boom, strike 3. And when he struck him out and he walked off the field and walked by me and said, you know, nobody hit Satchel.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves. Nothing. Washington, nothing. First pitch on the way from Schwellenbach is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Fastball right down the pipe. 1-1. Braves come in 10 games over 500. The 1-1 pitch swung on, grounded over to third. Charging it is Riley. He'll flip it over to first, and it's a 5-3 putout. 1 away. Good defensive charge by Riley. So 1 down. First pitch on the way to C.J. Abrams is a curveball. Just grabs the inner part of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Rocks and fire. Swing and a miss. Change up over the top. 0-2. The 0-2 to Abrams. Lets her go. That changeup is nowhere near the plate. Way outside. Wide 1-2. He's done that on several occasions. Could just be nerves. The 1-2 from Schwellenbach. Looks into Darno. Darno sets up inside to the left-hander. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 95 miles an hour right down the track. And the Husker has 2 away. First thing that came to mind was something off of his name, Schwell, something swell, but couldn't think of any kind of emoji that would work with that. Well, I'm up for any ideas if anybody has, but we'll use the corn till then. First pitch on the way is a curveball, swing and a miss off the plate from Thomas. It's 0-1. The other thing that comes to my mind from Schwellenbach is the 0-1 pitch. Down and away cutter. 1-1. The old classic Waylon Jennings song, Lukenbach, Texas. So a 1-1 count. Schwellenbach comes set, turns and flips it in there. 97 miles an hour. Straight gas. It is interesting that when he has his delivery, he starts the windup, then he stops and comes set, then he lets it go as opposed to one fluid motion. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball just misses outside, 96 miles an hour. Tried to get him to chase. Good pitch. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. That cutter goes down and away, 3-2. Definitely has better overall stuff than Elder, that's for sure. You got a full count. Schwellenbach kicks and fires. Swung on, foul back out of play. Do it again. Braves nothing, Nats nothing. Schwellenbach with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit through 2 2/3. He turns, stops, and deals. Swing, and that ball's rifled down the left field line. Foul. And that ball was smoked. We'll do it again, full count. Schwell comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing, and that ball's lifted down the left field line. Up against the wall. Jared Kelnick has to rush over there to get it in the corner. It's going to be a 2-out double. You don't get a lot of caroms over there in that left field corner. It just kind of stuck after it hits the padding and just kind of dies there. That first one, he smoked down the line. They went right back to that well, and he timed it up perfectly. So Lane Thomas continues to build a Hall of Fame resume against Atlanta Braves pitching. Jesse Winker will come to the plate. Winker digs in. The left-hander swung on, pops it up high in the sky. Can of corn. Who wants it? Matt Olson will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So they put one on, but that was it. We'll be back in a flash. Kelnick in the top of the order coming to the plate.
You know, I'll never make fun of socially awkward men because I, too, am socially awkward around girls for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I want to be your friend so bad. so bad that my brain just like locks up. Like today, this girl, I was like, "You're so pretty." She's like, "Oh my God, you are too." And I was like, "Wow," she's like really nice. And then I was just so happy thinking about it, and I just wasn't thinking. And I took out a curb pulling out of the gas station, and I skimmed up the side of a stop sign.
Pro marriage tip: when your wife makes you something to eat and it's not that good, just explain to her in detail how your mother would make it, and then she'll strive to be more like your mom. And that way you can train her well. That it was kind of dry.
Dad, can you help me with that?
Your mother already told you what to do. This is just your DMV paperwork in your car.
Send them the money without all the forms?
No, the forms, you have to send the forms. It's like going to the bathroom. The job's not done till the paperwork's finished.
One is baseball, and the other is opera. Fortunately enough, they fall in different seasons. Opera is in the winter and baseball is in the summer. And people asking me, how can you like both? They are different. And I say, oh no, they are exactly the same thing. Opera is an epiphanic art. Now, you go to a baseball game and observe what happens in a baseball game many times. The pitcher has a ball, and then suddenly he hits the ball, and that is the epiphany. It's a show forth. Everything comes at that time. It's a moment of great action, and I find the similarity right there. So for me, I say this, when I retired, I would get a part-time job in a baseball stadium in the summer and then in an opera house in the winter, and that'd be heaven for me.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. If you're just joining us, Spencer Schwellenbach, so far so good. 3 innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 2 hits. First pitch on the way to Kelenic is a swing and a miss strike. Slider off the edge, it's 0-1. His counterpart, Gore, a little better so far. Allowed 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, has not given up a walk. The 0-1. Right there at the knees on the outer edge, kissing the black, it's 0-2. Kelenic didn't like the call. May have had an argument, but either way, good not to swing at that with just 1 strike. So the 0-2 from Gore, down and away, 1-2. Nationals defense is back into the right, facing the left-hander. The pitch, swing, and just got a piece of that. It gets away. Kelenic was slow to figure it out, and he'll be out at first by about a step. If he would have known ahead of time, or if he would have known when it first happened, he would have gotten down there with his speed. I thought maybe he had foul-tipped it. Just got him. Took a very good throw from Ruiz behind home plate to the very, basically his back was standing at the brick wall back there behind the tomahawk painted on the grass behind home plate. Ozzie Albies 1 for 1. He had a double his first time up, takes a hack at the first pitch he sees, rifles it foul down the line, it's 0-1. Braves 2 hits so far. The double by Ozzie and a single by Harris. 4 hits so far in the game. The 0-2, high and inside. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Man, we've got him on Facebook too now. Jeez. The pitch. Swing, and that ball's going to get laced into left center field. Down for a base hit. And Ozzie Albies on once again. He's now 2 for 2. So 2 for 2. First pitch on the way to Riley is swung on, grounded hard over to short, and it's going to be booted by C.J. Abrams. Should have been either a double play or at least an easy out to third, but instead, just kind of ran over it. Went under his glove. Didn't go very far. If it did, it would have. First pitch on the way to Ozuna's down in the dirt. Good block by Ruiz. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Or 1-0, excuse me. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing. Pops it back. Foul and out of play. So a 1-1 count. The pitch. Gore's going to stop and turn back towards second. Came off the rubber, didn't no balk called. Sox and Blue Jays are tied up at 0 apiece. The 1-1. High and inside, 97 miles an hour. Ball 2, 2-1. The pitch. Top of the zone for a strike, 97 miles an hour. Marcell Ozuna hit his 16th home run of the year last night, batting .307 with a .998 OPS. Trying to break the scoreless tie here in the bottom of the third. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball's belted towards left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Ozzy comes flying around. He will score, and your Atlanta Braves 1, Washington 0. Good piece of hitting by the Big Zoo. That'll extend his on-base streak to 22 games. One nothing your score, bottom of the third inning. The first pitch on the way to Olsen. It's swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty, pitch on the way. Swing and rifles it foul and out of play. It's 0-2. Standing on deck is Darnode. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Nothing else you'd like to see Darnode get a chance to maybe slap the lefty into the right field corner. You don't say much about a power hitter, but is the 0-2 pitch outside wide 1-2. Just don't hit into a double play, right? So a 1-2 count. Braves lead at 1-0. Bottom of the third inning. Olsen digs in the pitch. Down and away, curveball misses, 2-2. For you fantasy baseball people out there, Alex Manoah looks like he is walking off the field. Appears to be injured. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball's fouled back out of play. We'll do it again. Braves 1, Washington 0. Schwellenbach, the rookies, look good so far. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouls that away. Olsen's doing a great job in this at-bat, fighting, keeping it alive. Gore now up to 53 pitches here in the third. The 2-2 Kicks and fires. Fastball just misses outside, 97 miles an hour, 3-2. That was definitely off the edge, but that's one of those ones that you see umpires ring guys up on all the time. So a full count to Olsen. Will they put something on? A hit and run, anything. The 3-2 swing, and that ball's hit hard on the ground, but right at the second baseman. It's going to be a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Just what you didn't want, but your Atlanta Braves put one on the board. It's 1-0. We head to the top of the fourth, and Gore's pitch count is high.
I don't know about y'all, but I sure could use some food stamps. I be tired of spending money at the grocery store. Everything's so expensive nowadays. Be aggravating. I just want a little bit of EBT, that's it. Damn. And it seems like every time I go in there, somebody done bought up all the cheap. I can't afford to keep buying this name brand. Damn, can you say some hot spicy cup noodles for me? They're gone.
We're not generally comfortable in an office setting, I would say.
I am no good before 11 a.m.
I also get headaches from computers, so I can't be around them for too long.
I take stuff.
I need to have someone go up and down with me in the elevator.
I have a weakness for sweets.
I was talking to my mama today, and she said, my God, it's so hot, the humidity is horrible. And I said, yeah, I know. I feel like a meth pipe on a payday. And she just looked at me, and I was like, no, really, though. I saw 2 crackheads putting copper back in that air conditioning.
During the 1970s and 80s, the war in Vietnam came to an end, and an American president was driven from office in disgrace. The Berlin Wall came down, and the Cold War ended. Democratic ideals flourished. By 1970, the national pastime was in trouble. Attendance had not increased for more than 2 decades, and desperate owners tried everything to pump new life into the old game. Nothing worked. Now, the owner's grip on the destinies of the players was finally broken. And as their prospects improved, fans returned to the game. But old loyalties were sometimes forgotten. Now, what happened off the field, greed, scandal, strikes, seemed to overshadow the action on it. And now, as television demanded that most games be played at night, a whole generation of young fans would come of age without ever seeing a World Series game.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Schwellenbach to Garcia. Swung on, popped up high in the sky. Drifting over, making the catches, Michael the Hawk Harris, 1 away. One down. Righty-lefty Ruiz stands in. First pitch on the way is a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, and that ball's laced down the right field line, foul, and out of play. The 1-1 pitch swung on, popped up high in the sky. Is it going to stay in? It'll bounce high off the right field wall. Harris gets it in. It's going to be a 1-out double for the hind catcher Ruiz. He's got way too much of the plate there, and Ruiz did not miss it. Thought that might go out, but thankfully it went to the right side and not to the left. Just a little bit left, it would have been gone, tying the game. So that'll bring Eddie Rosario to the plate. Rosario takes the first pitch, 95-mile-an-hour fastball off the edge. It's 1-0. The 0-1, right there for a strike on the outer edge, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way, swung on, grounded up the middle, backhanded by Ozzie. He fires it over to first. Backhanded stab by Olsen. Good defensive play all around. It's going to be a 4-3 putout. He was off his back foot, falling towards the outfield. Threw out Eddie Rosario, has pretty good speed. Even in his later years, and Olsen had to scoop it out of the ground. Runner goes to third, but there are 2 out. So 2 down. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch on the way from Schwellenbach is a curveball way out of the zone to Vargas. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires, swung on, and it's going to be a soft liner into the glove of Orlando Arcia, and he'll make the catch. So they get one on, but Schwellenbach steps back up and gets him out. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth, 1-0.
A breakup, y'all. Have y'all ever chased your dog down the street and they thinking it's a damn game? Horrible.
Of all the dangerous things we did growing up in the 70s and 80s, the most dangerous was getting in a car with our parent. I mean, it was like playing a game of Russian roulette. We had seatbelts. We couldn't use them. We had to do. Any given moment, our mom would need both hands to light her cigarette. Hey, take the wheel. Jump over and grab that wheel, and you're going down the freeway, responsible for everyone in the car, and you're 8 years old. Your parents would pick up random hitchhikers and put them in the back seat with you. Sometimes they took your spot, and you'd have to sit on the middle hump. You had nothing to hold on to. And mom hits a bump. You're going into the ceiling and then straight down to the floor. We fell out of moving cars all the time. It was also very normal for your mom to hit you with the car. Your mom was paying no attention to where you walked or what you were doing. She would hit that gas right when you walked in front of her car and just plow you over and then roll down the window and yell at you. You shouldn't be standing in front of the car. Like, this is how I get in the school, Mom. And now, like, it blows my mind. Cars are so safe. You have backup cameras and blind spot sensors that beep, 17 airbags, and you keep your kid facing the back window till he hits puberty. Like, we just wanted a seatbelt.
Remember, Ed's almost good beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Still, the family of baseball continued to grow. Larry McPhail's grandson Andy ran a team. Yogi Berra's son Dale played for a while. And one evening in California, back-to-back home runs were hit by Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. In Hoboken, New Jersey, the factory Maxwell House had built on the Elysian Fields where baseball began closed down. And that same year, the Baltimore Orioles opened a brand new, old-style ballpark on the site of the saloon once owned by the father of Babe Ruth.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves need to get some runs here, give some breathing room for the young Schwellenbach. First pitch on the way to Travis d'Arnaud is swung on, foul back out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty righty, pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped foul down the line. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. The pitch. Swing. Chops that foul again. We'll do it again. Travis d'Arnaud 0 for 1 on the day. The pitch. Down and in. 1-2. Mackenzie Gore is at 59 pitches here in the fourth. That's where you would want to be as the fourth inning was ending. So it gives you an idea. The 1-2. Gore kicks and fires. Down and away. 2-2. Bottom of the fourth inning. Braves lead at 1-0. Spencer Schwellenbach, Major League Baseball debut. The 2-2 from Gore. High and out of the zone, 97 miles an hour, full count. You got the payoff pitch coming to home plate, swing and a miss, strike three. Travis d'Arnaud couldn't catch up to 98 miles an hour, top shelf outer edge. So one down. Pitch on the way to Duvall is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Duvall sets up. The pitch is way outside wide. Changeup misses, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Gore turns and fires. That ball skips up to the home plate, nowhere near the zone. 2-1. For those of y'all listening on radio, and you've never seen Mackenzie Gore pitch before, he's got a really high leg kick. Kind of old school in that way. You don't see that as much anymore. Don't really know why you don't see it much anymore. It's supposed to generate more power. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball's rifled down the left field line. Just foul. That most likely would have been extra bases if that stays fair. And to the naked eye, that looked like it went over the bag fair, but cutting into the view very late. Braves 1, Washington 0. They're showing a replay of it. Man, that just kicks foul if it does. I think it might have just missed it. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball's rifled down the left field line again. That one was plenty foul. Went smacking up against the tarps. You got Rosario in left field, so you know if you get the ball rattling around down there, he doesn't have the strongest of arms. The 2-2. Inside, almost gets his back foot. Slider, 3-2. Brewers have got Imanaga on the ropes. Cubs trail 2-1 in the third inning in Milwaukee. It's a showdown between the top two teams in that division. The 3-2 pitch. Caught, looking, strike three. Duvall's done that a lot this year. Looking for something else and just got frozen with the off speed. So 2 down. 69 pitches now for Gore. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris' second is chopped foul to the first base dugout. Brave side, it's 0-1. A's and Rays still tied at 1 in the 6th. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. Kansas City 4-1 over Minnesota in the third. The 1-1 to Harris. Swing, and chops it back foul onto the catcher. I think that got him right in the family jewels. Ruiz is going to need a second to walk that one off. He got clipped. They're going to go out there and take a look at him, give him time to catch his breath, I'm sure. Dave Martinez, the manager, along with their training staff, is coming out there. We'll take this time to turn back time while he tries to take a couple of deep breaths and not cuss everybody he's ever known. We've all been there. In 2003, when Rafael Furcal, Mark DeRosa, Gary Sheffield go deep off Red starter Jeff Austin in the bottom of the first inning, the Braves become only the second team in big league history to begin a game with back-to-back-to-back jacks. In San Diego's opener in 1987, Tony Gwynn and John Kruk all went yard as well off of Roger Mason of the Giants. Back to the action, the 1-2 pitch is a four-seam fastball, misses down and away, evens up the count 2-2. Ruiz appears to be okay, though I'm sure he'd tell you differently right now. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Slider went chasing out of the zone. That'll end the inning. Braves are clinging to a one-run lead. It's 1-0 in Atlanta, Schwellenbach's debut.
If you grew up in Gen X, you had your parents who told you every single day that you were like 1 second away from being murdered or kidnapped. We had to get our fingerprints and our photo taken every school year in case we got kidnapped. And if that wasn't traumatizing enough, they put all the missing kids on the side of our milk carton that we drank at lunch. Every time you got on the escalator with your mom, you were doing something wrong. You were too close to this, your shoe was too untied. They insisted that if we made one wrong move on that escalator, we were gonna get sucked down into those metal teeth. I still have anxiety about escalators. They made us think we were gonna die all the time.
I'm a little confused about one thing.
What's that?
Who pays for all this?
What do you mean who pays for it? The company pays for it.
All right, well then, here's my second question. What does Atwater make?
What do you mean, like, how much money does the company make?
Oh, no, I mean, what do we make?
I don't follow. We make money.
No, I know we make I mean, what do we create?
We create wealth.
No, I mean, what do we build? What do we design?
We don't build anything.
You have to have moments that give you pleasure with your children or your hobbies or your games. And life can't all be big issues and heart surgery. You need something to give up. Something has to bring joy into the day. I've always thought that the 6 months during the baseball season, there was something in the day that wasn't there the other 6 months in winter. It was not that you had to listen to the game, but that you could if you needed it.
The crowd is on their feet. Christian Yelich, single and a run, very dangerous hitter. Cross everything. We're trying to get one more strike out of Will Smith. Called third strike. He got caught watching the paint dry, and that's it. The Atlanta Braves will head to the National League Championship Series. They knock out the Milwaukee Brewers. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Schwellenbach goes back to work. First pitch on the way is a curveball, misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0, righty-lefty, Gallo the batter, the pitch. Swinging, that ball's rifled into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Off the wall, poorly played by Duvall. Goes over his head. Gallo will truck on into second. Any chance he had of keeping him there, he came up on that ricochet way too close to the wall, and it's a leadoff double for the Washington Nationals. So 1 on, nobody out. Schwellenbach at 64 pitches on the evening. First pitch on the way, swung on. Oh, man, he tried to go down for a bunt, and a 92-mile-an-hour fastball got him right in the face, and Young is down. He is down. And they're going to check on this young man. He's not moving. His feet are now starting to move. Oh, wow. You don't see ones like that this very often, thankfully. Ball fed inside. See where it got him. Luckily, it got him in the helmet. So shouldn't be as bad. I thought it got him flush in the face at first, but it got him in the corner of the helmet. It'll still leave a mark. He's trying to get up. I wouldn't think they're going to let him continue. Not with the way they do all the concussion protocols nowadays. I know he's going to fight to stay in the game. But when he went down, he didn't move for the first few seconds. I believe Kranitz is out there talking. Yeah, Kranitz is out there talking to Schwellenbach right now. Probably trying to tell him to, hey, you can't worry about that. You just worry about that getting into his head, right? He appears to be okay. He's getting a round of applause. I guess he's going to head on down to first. I thought for sure they were going to take him out of the game. So runners on first and second now and nobody out. And the top of the order due up. Schwellenbach, who has walked one, now has hit one. And Kranitz makes a call to the bullpen to get someone start warming up. He's only at 65 pitches, but they're probably worried about him not adjusting to what just happened very well. Abrams comes up to the plate. First pitch on the way is a curveball nowhere near the zone. It's 1-0. Runners on first and second, nobody out. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Curveball. That one just missed the zone. 2-0. Abrams 0 for 2 on the night with the strikeout. It's funny, we were talking about teams that could be in the tank and could start selling off today. I caught as the 2-0 pitch. Swing, pops it up, back foul out of play, 2-1. I caught a segment on MLB Network. They were talking about that very thing, and the very team that I was referring to, the Toronto Blue Jays, could be a team that sells. They've got a lot of pieces they could move. The 2-1 from Schwellenbach. Swing, pops it back, foul. It's 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Schwellenbach, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, a hit batsman, 4 hits allowed so far. So he's given 2 free passes versus 3 strikeouts and 4 hits. The 2-2 swung on, just got a piece of that one. Tried to get him to chase that slider out of the zone. Warming up in the bullpen is Aaron Bummer. The 2-2. This is the 3rd time through the lineup for Schwellenbach. The 2-2 pitch. Down and away. Did he go around? He did! Strike 3. Abrams tried to hold up. Yak him. Go grab some pine. Oh, yeah, he definitely went around. That's side view. So 4 strikeouts for Schwellenbach. Now he'll face Lane Thomas. It's not that he hasn't pitched well. It's whether or not they want him to see as the first pitch on the way to Thomas is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. It's whether or not they want him to see the 3rd time through the order. Because they want this young man to leave with a lot of confidence. The 1-0 pitch, down and away. 2-0. Winker stands on deck. That's where I would think if things go awry here, you may see Bummer, because that's the left-hander that's in the lineup that can probably do the most damage. So a 2-0 count. Schwellenbach comes set, the pitch. Swing, that ball's chopped towards the third base side, 2-1. You'd love a double play here to get him to qualify for a win. He's only at 74 pitches. So that's not the issue. The issue is how many times you're going to see In today's baseball, they just don't believe in the young guy seeing the lineup 3 times through. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 95, 2-2. I don't feel like he throws that fastball enough. You're throwing 95. He touched 96, 97 a couple of times. Kind of like to see him live on that a little more. So a 2-2 count, 2 on, 1 out. The pitch, swing and fouls away. Do it again, 2-2. Braves 1, Nationals nothing. Top of the 5th inning. Schwellenbach comes set. The 2-2. Swung on and belted down the left field line, and that is gone. A 3-run shot, and this is why you don't want to see the lineup the 3rd time through when you're a young pitcher like this. Braves trail now 3-1. The 77th pitch of the night for Spencer Schwellenbach cost him dearly. 3 earned runs now across for Schwellenbach. We'll see if that might be it. Winker is now due up with Garcia and Ruiz. They're going to leave him in. First pitch on the way is a curveball up top. Misses. It's 1-0. Thomas continues to kill the Braves. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled back out of play, 1-1. Talked about that at the beginning of this series, how Lane Thomas just absolutely kills the Braves. That's a guy you'd want to make a trade for just so you can quit pitching to him. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, curve over the top, 1-2. Jesse Winker's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop out. Braves trail 3-1. Schwellenbach having to get his thoughts back under control. Tosses the 1-2 pitch up there. The changeup misses. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. You don't love this when you see Schwellenbach give it the home run, but realize the Braves have a high pitch count on Gore as well, so they may answer. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Did he just stay alive? It looks like he's wandering around gingerly. Might have went off his foot. No, I'm thinking he might have yanked something in his back. He's going to dig back in. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and chops it foul down the first base side. We'll do it again. Winker appears to be okay. The 2-2. Schwellenbach's 84th of the night. Fastball. Caught, looking, strike 3. Think we got a gift there, but we'll take it. 2 away. Top of the zone, Jesse Winker gives the what for to home plate umpire Will Little. Can't say I can blame him. It looked a little high. In fact, it looked very high. By the way, speaking of guys that you might want to be able to see if you can bring in, Jesse Winker is on a pretty affordable deal. It's the first pitch on the way to Garcia's right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. He signed a 1-year deal with Washington for $1.5 million. He's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year, 30-year-old. We've seen his speed in play. He's had a couple of good hits as the 0-1. Right there for a strike, it's 0-2. And he's batting 234, the 740 OPS. Not terrible. As the 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. and he can play both corner outfields, the question would be, would Washington make a trade with an interdivision rival once they fall out of it? The 1-2 pitch, swung on, chopper, back towards Schwellenbach. He's got it. He'll step on the pillow, and that'll end the inning. 87, make it 88 pitches, 3 earned runs. Not terrible for a first start. He gets a round of applause that may be the last. We'll be back in a flash.
POV, I'm just trying to go about my life, and someone actually says, do you have a CDL for that dump truck in real life?
But instead of Jimmy the Greek, we're going to have to go with Peter the Irishman today. Hi, my buddy Jimmy the Greek is on the injured reserve list today, so I'm going to tell you who's going to win all the NFL games and the World Series. But don't run to your phone, because a year ago I said it would be the Phillies.
Got him! Got him!
I just got one of the weirdest messages I have ever gotten on Instagram. So the message was sexual in nature. It was from an older gentleman about my father's age. Quality stuff. I clicked on this elderly gentleman's photo, and the first line in his bio is that the Lord is his strength and his shelter. And it gets even better. This is a shared Instagram account, he says. He shares it with his wife and children. What are you doing? Your wife's going to see the message. This is why you shouldn't be on the internet.
Trigger an entire fan base with only one sentence.
All bubble ships in 2020 are fake.
That should do it.
I see football on the TV.
First preseason game?
No. No. Oh, it's starting. No.
Armchair. I think what baseball is a game that allows people who watch it to think about nothing else. It allows us to feel connected to a place. So part of what American history is texture, it's fabric, it's Brooklyn, it's Boston. But sadly, part of what American history is and part of what baseball is moving away from those places. So Brooklyn leaves and goes to California, and the free agents take away our favorite players, and America's always mobile, always moving on.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Charlie said the hot batter probably messed with his head. Says she meant hit, but I think it was a Freudian slip. Orlando Arcia will come to the plate. Now realize we head to the bottom of the fifth here. If we get 3 runs here, he'd be in line for a win. First pitch on the way to Arcia is right there for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Orlando 0 for 1 on the night. Gore, his 76th pitch. High and out of the zone. 1-1. Washington 3, Atlanta 1. The 1-1 pitch swung on and tapped foul in front of the mound. Curveball may have got a piece of his foot. He's kind of hopping around a little bit. So a 1-2 count. Kelenic stands on deck. Lefty, righty, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by him. 1 away. A's and Rays are tied at 2. That game is in the 6th. We'll see the Oakland A's on Friday night coming into Truist Park. Jared Kelenic stands in. The first pitch on the way to the left-hander. Lefty-lefty matchup. Swung on. Foul back out of play. 0-1. Kelenic and then the top of the order due up. Kelenic is 0 for 1. The pitch. Swing, and that ball's hit up the middle, but right into the teeth of the defense. Abrams has it. 6-3 put out. 2 down. Two away, and Ozzie Albies, who is 2 for 2 on the night, comes to the plate. He's got a run scored as well. The first pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball, high and out of the zone. 1-0. 1-0. Right there at the knees, 96 right down the pipe. Taken all the way. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. High and out of the zone, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Misses. So a 1-1 count. 2-1 count, excuse me. Open stance from the right side. The pitch swung on and swatted foul back out of play, evening up the count. Standing on deck is Austin Riley. The infield is back slightly to the left of the infield. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, pops it up. Into right field, coming in, making a sliding catch. Nice catch by the right fielder, Thomas. That guy is a pain in our side. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
There's the chirping again. How are you not hearing that? Newsflash! I've been hearing it the entire damn time! Then why would you say something? Because I hate you!
Today we're going to go over some wild baseball coincidences that you won't believe are true. Minnesota's Metrodome hosted 8 World Series games in its history. In all 8 of those games, Terry Pendleton's team lost. The Cardinals lost 4 in the 1987 World Series, and the Braves lost 4 in the 1991 World Series. Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse, had his first career home run on September 27, 1923. His last home run would come exactly 15 years later on September 27, 1938. Warren Spahn had a longer streak of hitting at least one home run than he did pitching at least one shutout. He had homers in 17 consecutive seasons, but only had shutouts in 15 consecutive seasons. There have only been 2 pitchers in Major League Baseball history with the name Moyer. Ed Moyer, who pitched 6 games for the Senators, who died on November 18, 1962, and Jamie Moyer, who pitched 25 years in the majors and was born on that same day, November 18, 1962. Dennis Eckersley picked off Kenny Williams on June 29, 1987. His next pickoff would occur almost 4 years later when he picked off, you guessed it, Kenny Williams again.
On April 20th, 1912, 2 months before the cornerstone was laid for Ebbets Field, Fenway Park opened its doors for the first time. The Red Sox beat the New York Highlanders that afternoon 7-6 in 11 innings, beginning one of the most intense rivalries in baseball. And then they went on to win the pennant and the series, setting a precedent that did not last for long. Chris Speaker once owned its center field. Smokey Joe Wood and Babe Ruth and Roger Clemens have all bewildered batters there. Ted Williams, who sharpened his eye by shooting the pigeons that flew over the outfield, hit so many home runs into the right field bullpen that players came to call it Williamsburg.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Top of the 6th inning we go, trailing 3-1. Aaron Bummer will come on. He's got a 2.95 ERA, 18 1/3 innings, 19 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's set to face the middle of the lineup. First pitch on the way from Bummer's right there. He called that a ball? Sweeper hit the zone. Bad call by home plate umpire Will Little. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped foul towards third. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Lefty, righty, pitch on the way, sinker down and in, 2-1. On this date in 1990, Oakland A's Ricky Henderson breaks the 62-year-old American League stolen base record with the steal of third. The 2-1, 92-mile-an-hour fastball, top of the zone, 2-2. He'll steal the base in the 6th inning of a 2-1 loss to the Blue Jays in Oakland as the 2-2 swung on. That ball is chopped foul towards the third base dugout. We'll do it again. The Hall of Famer surpasses Hall of Fame outfielder Ty Cobb, who set the mark in 1928 with 892. The 2-2 pitch swung on. That ball is just foul down the left field line. We'll do it again. Cobb, should be noted, set the mark while he was playing for the Philadelphia A's. So a 2-2 count. Kicks and fires, swing, and that ball's lifted towards right field. Coming over, making the catch with these is Adam Duvall, and one away. On this date in 2010, man, I remember like this is yesterday. I can't believe it's been almost 15 years. Kendry Morales breaks his left ankle jumping on home plate while celebrating his walk-off grand slam that beat the Seattle Mariners 9-7. The freak injury results in the 26-year-old first baseman missing the rest of the season. It really ruined his career. First pitch on the way to Rosario from Bummer. It's down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Sweeper off the edge. Lefty-lefty matchup, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Bummer comes set, kicks and fires, swung on, and that ball's flopped back behind home plate. It'll fade into the stands several rows back. The 1-2 pitch, swing, and that ball is laced just out of the reach of Ozzie Albies' glove. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's a soft line drive. They were playing Eddie over in that direction. He was just maybe a half step away. I thought Ozzie was going to catch up with that. One on, one out. Vargas will come to the plate. Took over for the injured Senzel, who came out of the game. His knee barking at him. They flip it over to first, keep Eddie close by. Bummer comes set. The pitch to the plate. Down and in, 1-0. The 1-0 swung on and rifled towards the third base dugout. Vargas lost his balance and came down to one knee, but plenty foul. So a 1-1 count. Rosario at first, dancing towards second. The pitch swung on. That ball is rifled into right center field. It's going to get down. Duvall cuts it off, fires it into the infield, and Rosario goes first to third, and Washington's got runners on the corners with one out. Good piece of hitting by Vargas. They showed Vargas what he took a wide turn. He must not get on base much. He got overexcited there. First pitch on the way is a sweeper to the left-handed Gallo, way out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. Runners on the corners, one out. You can get a double play and get out of this jam. But a fly ball would make it a 3-run game. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1, the sweeper on the down edge. The 1-1. Roxanne fire, swung on, swatted back. Smacks up against the screen behind home plate. 1-2. Joey Gallo hit a double in the 5th, scored a run. The 1-2, Bummer flips it over to first. Eddie Rosario starts dancing down the line from third to home, but retreats. So a 1-2 count. Toronto leads the White Sox 2-0. The 1-2 pitch. Down and away. That ball almost hit the backstop. Good job by Travis d'Arnaud to keep that from going all the way back. He had to dive out there and just flip the glove out there. Hope for the best. On the play, the runner moved down to second. So a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout from Bummer. Got him with the sweeper. 2 away. They'll give Vargas a stolen base, so there wasn't an offer down to the base. So now a single would mean 2 runs. Braves defense is back, but the corners are in. The first pitch on the way to Young is a bender at the top of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. Young is known to drop bunts down, and that's why they're in on the grass. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. So now you could move your corner infielders back. The threat of the bunt pretty much gone. Riley and Olsen will go back behind the bag now, almost parallel with the bag. Still playing him to pull. The 0-2 pitch. Sweeper in the dirt. Good block by d'Arnaud. 1-2. Braves 1. Nationals 3. Top of the 6th. 2 outs. The pitch. Swing, and that ball is a check swing into right field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes the throw. Olsen cuts it off. 2 runs will score, and the Braves trail 5-1. Just an excuse me type of single. Just got enough on it. Kind of a check swing that just sliced it into right field. It'll look like a hard hit ball in the scorecard. So the top of the order comes up. Abrams. And they got the runner picked off. Young is dead meat. It is going to be a 3-6 put out at second base. 1-3-6, and that'll end the inning, but not before the Braves cough up 2. Bummer. Ugh, what a bummer.
I don't know which one of my coworkers need to hear this, but anything happening past 12 o'clock on Friday is definitely a Monday problem.
You know those nights where you just do not feel like drinking? Well, tonight's not one of those nights. We're getting cheers.
Today, we hop into our MLB time machine and talk about baseball first. On May 2nd, 1876, Ross Barnes hit the first home run in baseball history in the top of the 5th inning against Cincinnati pitcher Cherokee Fisher. On July 15th, 1876, St. Louis Brown stocking pitcher George Bradley would be the first to do something. He threw a no-hitter. On September 10th, 1881, Roger Connor did something that wouldn't be done again until Babe Ruth did it again in 1925. He hit the first walk-off grand slam. Paul Hines put his name in the history books for being the first Major League Baseball player to wear sunglasses on the field. He also had 2 other firsts. He was baseball's first Triple Crown, and he performed the game's first unassisted triple play. New York Giants player Mickey Welch made history on August 10th, 1889, when he pinch hit for his injured teammate Hank O'Day.
What do you guys want?
Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a hard roll with a side order of fries, cheese, and gravy, and a bowl of gravy on the side.
I'll have the same thing plus pancakes.
Chocolate milk?
You know it, honey.
And I'll make it 2.
I'll have an egg white omelet made with very little oil, dry wheat toast, and grapefruit juice.
Oh, my God.
All right, here it comes.
You know, just placing an order like that gets you kicked out of the Army.
Now, if you put a construction helmet on that order, it could join the village people.
Would Would you not me down a flight of stairs for $4 million?
I'd do it for a $5 scratch-off and a bag of Doritos.
Over the years, the struggles of the Boston Red Sox would provide some of the most dramatic and heartbreaking action the game would ever see. And on October 21st, 1975, Fenway Park would witness the greatest game in World Series history, a game that rekindled the whole country's love of baseball.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Time for the Braves to get some runs. Trailing 5-1. Mackenzie Gore going out there for his 6th inning of work. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss over the top. 0-2. The 0-2 from Gore. High and inside, almost gets Riley. Close shave, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I'd like to see that again, see if that was a purpose pitch or if that just got out of. The 1-2 pitch to Riley. Swing, and that ball's hit hard on the ground. That's going to get through for a base hit. Whatever it did, it woke up the rake. Rifles one through the hole. One on, nobody out. In the heart of the lineup coming to the dish. Marcell Ozuna will step in. Marcell Ozuna. First pitch on the way is a changeup off the edge. For a ball, it's 1-0. Lefty, righty. A little surprised they haven't gone to go get him. The 1-0 pitch. Outside wide, 2-0. Now they're going to call that a strike? You got to be kidding me with this Will Little. So 1-1 to Ozuna. The pitch. Swing and a miss, came over the top of that curveball. Ozuna 1 for 2 on the night. Riley at first, nobody out. Like to scratch away and get a run here or so. The 1-2, down and in, try to get him chase that curveball once again. Good take by Marcell. Evens up the count 2-2. The 2-2 from Gore. Swing and a miss over the top. Changeup. Strikeout. Nasty changeup. And he just came right over the top of it. Couldn't time it up. Good pitch by Gore. That'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Olson stands in. The first pitch is high and inside. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-0. Olson 0 for 2. Braves' third time through this lineup. Matt Olson batting .230, the .736 OPS. The 1-0. Grabs the top of the zone for a strike. Fastball 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Lefty, lefty, the pitch on the way. Swing, and that ball's chopped down the third base line. That's going to be a fair ball. That's a good old-fashioned hit them where they ain't, and it's going to be a double. Took a while for Eddie Rosario to get to it. We talked about how he doesn't have not the strongest nor most accurate arm. And Matt Olson took his chances and stretched that single into a double. He hit it against the shift. There was nobody down that third base line. He'll turn it into a two-bagger. Riley stands on third. So Braves now have a chance to maybe cut this lead in half. Martinez is going to go get Gore, and that'll be it. Mackenzie Gore with a great outing, but he'll turn the ball over to the bullpen. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hurry now.
What?
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 What was that?
What?
Well, you're standing, breathing, and smoking, so the other thing.
Spitting?
Some barefaced, uncultivated version of it, yes.
What, you never seen someone spit before?
Yes. An inexcusably obese man in the batter's box at a Blue Jays game.
But you never seen a girl spit before?
Yes. A 6-year-old after consuming an insect in her ice cream cone.
But you don't think girls should spit?
I don't say what girls should do.
But you don't like it when girls spit?
Preferably not within my line of sight, earshot, and in a perfect world, ever.
You hungry?
Am I hungry?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm immediately concerned that sensation may never reestablish itself. But what a ride it's been.
What's your best pitch?
My best pitch is a strike. A sinking fastball down and away from a right-handed hitter. Thereby, he thinks it's a good pitch. The last minute, it sinks. He hits the top half of the ball, and he hits a ground ball one away. And you do that 3 times or 27 times in a ball game, make perfect sinkers, you'll get 27 outs. Unless the hitters are smart, and then what they do is they know it's a sinker, they get up and they drive the ball to right center field, and then you got to run at third in less than 2 outs. So they bring the infield in, and you don't want them to hit a sinker now. You got to strike them out. So then you go to a cross-seam fastball, which I don't have.
The idea of community, the idea of coming together, we're still not good at that. We talk about it a lot. In moments of crisis, we're magnificent at it. At those moments, we understand community, helping one another. Baseball, you do that all the time. You can't win it alone. It is a community activity. You need all 9 people helping one another. I love bunt plays. I love the idea of the bunt. I love the idea of the sacrifice. Even the word is good. Giving yourself up for the good of the whole. That's Jeremiah. That's thousands of years of wisdom. The Bible tried to do that and didn't teach you. Baseball did.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. New pitcher coming on. The right-hander. Facing Travis d'Arnaud, throws the slider up there for a strike. It's 0-1. Dylan Floro, we've seen him many a times. 33-year-old. He's played with Miami, the Dodgers, Tampa Bay, the Cubs, the 0-1. Down and away, slider misses 1-1. Got a lifetime ERA of 3.25, so not too shabby. The 1-1 from Floro. Swing and a miss. Chase that slider off the edge. 1-2. It's from Merced, California. Went to college at Cal State Fullerton. The 1-2 pitch. Down and away. Try to get him to chase that slider once again. So it evens up the count at 2-2. Braves trail by 4, but we've got a runner on second and third. 1 out. The pitch to d'Arnaud. Swung on, chopped over towards second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out. But on the play, Austin Riley comes home, and the Braves have cut the lead to just 3. Good piece of hitting by d'Arnaud, making sure he did not hit it to the left side of the infield. Duvall comes to the plate. He takes the first pitch. Slider at the knees. It's 0-1. Orioles 6-1. That's a final against the Red Sox. Phillies won earlier today 6-1. The 0-1 down and away 1-1. Dodgers down the Mets 10-3. Kansas City leads Minnesota 6-1. Blue Jays lead the White Sox 3-0. The Brewers 7-4 over the Cubs in the fifth. The 1-1 pitch swung on, chopped over to third. Should be an easy play. 5-3 put out, and it is. That'll end the inning. So the Braves get a run, but you would have liked a little more out of that. We'll be back in a flash. Braves trail 5-2.
Everybody in this room knows the way that I feel about a lot of things. Basically, everybody's too soft. Everybody's too sensitive about everything.
Hi, honey. I just got done at the car shop. I got the oil change, and then I also got a really good deal on putting air in the tires.
Hold on, what? What'd you say?
I got a really good deal on putting air in the tires. I got the premium stuff. Okay, the premium air in 2 tires, the front ones for $150, or I could get just like regular air in all 4. Huh?
Hold on.
Yeah.
What do you mean by premium air? What are you talking about?
Well, he said that like it like lasted an extra long time. He said it was like really high end, and that's what more like the luxury cars got.
No. Air is free. You do not pay for air in your tires.
Yeah, regular air is free, but the premium air, like the high end stuff, I got put in all of it. He charged me $100, but it was on sale. Like I got a deal. It was a special. Armchair.
In 1970, the Cincinnati Reds faced the Baltimore Orioles in the World Series. The Reds were young, aggressive, and powerful, led by Pete Rose, Tony Perez, and Johnny Bench. But the Orioles had the best third baseman in baseball. Brooks Robinson was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, was discovered playing ball in the church league, and was beloved by Baltimore fans. Winner of 10 Gold Glove Awards. He was called the human vacuum cleaner. The Orioles took the series in 5, further helped by 6 runs batted in by Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson, Cincinnati's Pete Rose said, belongs in a higher league.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from A.J. Minter to Abrams, the leadoff hitter, as we face the top of the order. A swing and a miss strike. Lefty-lefty matchup. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. High and out of the zone, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. 90-mile-an-hour cutter misses. Ball 2, 2-1. The 2-1 from Minter. Top of the zone, grabs the strike. 2-2. A.J. Minter. We haven't seen him in a few days. Is the 2-2 pitch. Swing and fouls it away. We'll do it again. Coming in trailing by 3 runs, A.J. Minter stands in with a 3.1 ERA. .93 whip, the 2-2 pitch. 94-mile-an-hour fastball just misses outside. Full count. He last pitched on Thursday. The 3-2 pitch, swing and fouls it away. Or excuse me, what was the 23rd? Was that Thursday? Thursday. He last pitched on Thursday. So the 3-2 pitch, rocks and fires, swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down. Welcome to the Country Club is Charlie gifted. I can't figure out who. I just saw that Charlie gifted someone in the Country Club, but I can't figure out who to. First pitch on the way to Thomas is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. I guess it was to Brian. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Lane Thomas 2 for 3 and a 3-run home run. The Braves' nemesis, the 1-1 pitch. Changeup misses high and out of the zone, 2-1. The 2-1, right there at the knees, didn't get the call. That should have been a strike. Another blown call by Will Little, the home plate umpire. The 3-1, swing and pops it back foul. Will it stay in play? Olsen gives chase over the, just out of his reach. Bounces into the stands. So a full count. Braves trail by just 3. You need to keep it right here. Minter comes set. The pitch. High and out of the zone, ball 4. So Thomas will head on down to first. 2 for 3 with a home run and now a walk to his credit. A.J. Minter's thrown 14 pitches already, but once again, he hasn't pitched since Thursday, where he came in against the Cubs, a clean inning there. His last 3 innings have been clean innings. Flips it over to first to keep Thomas close by. He's given up 1 hit. In his last, as the first pitch on the way, cutter right there, grabs the edge of the zone for a strike to Winker. It's 0-1. See, he has given, if you go back, as the 0-1 pitch swung on, hit hard on the ground, that's going to get through the hole into right field. Duvall comes up. He'll keep Thomas from going second to third, so it's station to station, but runners on first and second and 1 out. Before tonight, Minter, 4 consecutive outings, relatively clean baseball, no earned runs and just 2 hits in 3 2/3. Minter will step off the mound for a second. I think he wants to have a talk with Darnode. It might be his pitch comm. He's pointing towards his head. Garcia, the batter, he's 1 for 3. Standing on deck is Ruiz. He's 1 for 3. Nationals have slapped 9 hits across, 5 runs. Braves 2 runs, 6 hits. The big difference, that 3-run home run. Lefty-lefty matchup. The first pitch on the way. Right there for a strike down the pipe on the outer cut. It's 0-1. You'd love a double play here. The 0-1. Swing and just gets a piece of that. Spoils it foul. Thomas was on the move to steal third. Had a really good jump. Garcia probably should have held up and just let him go. So an 0-2 count. Infield back and to the right. Lefty-lefty matchup, the pitch. Cutter outside wide, 1-2. AJ Minter usually likes to go to that cutter when he gets ahead in 2 strikes, especially against left-handers. So if you try to run, you kind of with 2 strikes, you're kind of taking a big risk there. The 1-2 swung on, chopper back to the mound. Minter will take the easy play, 1-3 put out, 2 away. So you love the fact you get the second out there, but now 2 runners are in scoring position, and Eddie Rosario's coming to the plate. See if they may want to pinch hit for Rosario. Or are you down a man because of the injury? They probably, well, no, they will. Stand corrected. I'm sorry, it's Ruiz. I got ahead of myself. Ruiz comes up. The hind catcher from the right side. First pitch on the way is way out of the zone, 4-seam fastball, 1-0. He's a switch hitting catcher. You don't see a lot of those. From Venezuela, 25-year-old, pretty good hitting catcher. His career OPS were just below 700, the 1-0. Just below the knees, 2-0. He could be pitching around him to get to Rosario. On the bench for the Nationals, you've got Meneses, a lefty, and Nunez, a switch hitter. I'm sorry, Meneses is a right-hander. The 2-0. Outside wide, 3-0. If you put Joey Meneses in, he has played outfield before, so in theory, you could put him out there. So a 3-0 count, Braves trail 5-2. Infield is back. The pitch. Top of the zone, outer cut. Just grabs it for a strike. It's 3-1. Braves are playing Ruiz to pull. The 3-1 from Minter. Right there for a strike on the outer edge, 3-2. Dangerous thing with them playing him to pull is that they've been living on the outside part of the plate. So if he just slaps it to the right side, you better hope Olsen can get to it. He's the only one over there. So you got a full count, 2 outs, 2 on. The payoff pitch from AJ. Swing, pops it up high into right field. Should be playable. Adam Duvall will make the catch. Get up and stretch, Braves country. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, trailing by 3.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Hey, me out to the find me something of Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back on the root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch around at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buying some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root. You sound better tonight.
Welcome back, Braves Country. Bottom of the 7th inning we go. Michael Harris, the second, will lead us off. He's going to face the left-handed Garcia. Robert Garcia. Harris, Arcia, and Kelnick are due up. First pitch on the way to Harris is a fastball, 94 miles an hour, right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Harris 1 for 2 with a single. The pitch, way outside wide. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Comes set, the pitch, swing and a miss. Slider over the top. 1-2. Infield is back. The 1-2 pitch, swing, and that ball is sliced foul back behind home plate. We'll do it again, 1-2. So he's going 4-seam slider. Those are pretty much his two main pitches. The pitch on the way, swatted foul and out of play, 96 miles an hour. So a 1-2 count to Harris. 681 OPS. He had a single in the second inning, just trying to get on to get the rally started. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Swing and fouls it back. We'll do it again. Washington 5, Braves 2. They set up outside. The 1-2 pitch, swatted, pops up in the air. Easy can of corn. Abrams will make the catch after it hangs up there forever, 1 away. You'd have loved to see Harris try to poke it down the third base side the way Olsen did. They were playing him the same way. But he's known to pretty much pull everything. Orlando Arcia comes to the plate. Arcia, over. Takes the first pitch, change up off the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and fouls it away. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Standing on deck is Kelnick. The pitch from Garcia. Swung on and lifted into right field. Not very deep. Lazy fly ball. Making the catch is Thomas. Quickly 2 down. Two away, and Jared Kelnick will come to the plate. I think you'll see this pretty routinely, the way they have our lineup set up. You're going to see left-handers set up to face the bottom of the order because Harris and Kelnick have not hit them well. The first pitch on the way to Kelnick is a swing and a miss. Strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty, pitch on the way. Swung on. That ball is going to get dropped into center field, and that's down for a base hit. Good job of hitting there by Jared Kelnick. He stands on first. There are 2 outs. Dave Martinez is going to come to the mound. He's going to make another change with the bullpen. So Ozzie Albies will come on, and it's going to be the right-hander. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Man, believe this or not, I don't watch no film, bro. Like, I just know the game of football inside out. I feel like Madden has a good tell of how good players are. So I just play Madden the night before, and I go look at all their ratings. So I just go get on Madden. I go to the EA rosters, then I scroll down and see what their awareness is, their speed is, and their sprint. And that's how I get a good tell on them.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Michigan, Ohio State feels like you're asking me to pick which one of your kids is my favorite, and I just can't, because I don't like any of your kids.
Look at that door, dude. See that door right there? One marked pirate. You think a pirate lives in there? I see a door marked private. Is that the door you're talking about? No, I was talking about... Yep. I didn't say... No. What did you hear? I heard you say you saw a door marked pirate. No, see, that's not what I was saying. We're talking about pirates all day. We're going to find out what lives in here. Jesus Christ.
What was incredible about Clemente was not only how skilled he was at each part of the game, but this kind of ferocity that he played on each play of the game, even years when they were pitiful and they had no chance to get into the pennant or anything like that. He would throw it in, he would pick guys off who got a single, who took too much of a turn going around first. There was just something intense about this guy.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Harvey comes back on. First pitch to Ozzie Albies, a swing and a miss over the top. He got him with the splitter. It's all gone. Saw Harvey earlier in the series, hard throwing right-hander. 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. Hunter Harvey, a 2.33 ERA with 30 strikeouts in 25 innings. He does have 6 walks. Standing on deck is Austin Riley. He represents the tying run. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-1 to Ozzie. Swing, and that ball sliced foul down the left field line out of play, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Harvey comes set the pitch. Swing, chops it foul down into the Braves dugout near the camera well. Same 2 teams back at it tomorrow night. The 1-2 pitch. Kicks and fires down below the knees. A splitter on the outside, 2-2. Royals lead the Twins 6-1 in the 8th. Brewers 7-4 over the Cubs. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Ozzie Albies fooled by that curveball. It's a nasty one. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Next question, gentlemen. What is the one thing the people on the other side of your street have more of than you do? Your wife said they have more grass than you do.
Grass.
I wouldn't bet on that.
It was a homeless woman, wasn't it?
It was a homeless woman, yeah. He said that he had to give his kidnappers $500, so he gave her his credit card to go get him $500 and whatever, because none of it turns out that...
You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like Allensby got all liquored up and paid a homeless woman $500 to roll around under the bridge with him.
Now they got 2 guys coming out saying that they found him unconscious on the side of a road.
Turned out it wasn't a wine bar; it was a strip club. So let's say what really happened here. We've all been there.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody's been under a bridge with a homeless woman giving her $500. I've been in similar instances, but I'm not going to say I've been there. First of all, it takes a lot less than $500, okay, buddy? It's where you got taken right there from the jump.
But, I want to say one thing in all seriousness. I feel sorry for you people that don't drink. I mean it, because when you wake up in the morning, that's as good as you're going to feel all day.
Roberto Clemente learned his baseball in the cane fields of Puerto Rico, and for all of his major league career, he played spectacularly for a little publicized team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was a savage line drive hitter with a phenomenal throwing arm, proud of his Latin heritage, often plagued by injuries.
Roberto Clemente, he had a certain motion with his neck because he had a bad back. He said his back always hurt. He had a certain motion with his neck. And all of us imitated this motion that he had with his neck. So you see all these kids in school who are doing this because they picked this up from Clemente. You go to bat and you did this head motion. You swung the bat like Clemente.
And then for the Puerto Rican community, he was, their guy, the guy who really gave a lot back.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves trail this one 5-2. Dylan Lee will come on, the left-hander. 1.16 ERA. 21 strikeouts in 23 innings. He'll be trying to keep this one close. He'll face Rosario to lead it off. Rosario, Vargas, and Gallo. So two lefties. Lee comes set, lets her go. First pitch, swung on, popped up back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down and away, 1-1. Rosario 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. The 1-1 pitch. Lets her go. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Tomorrow's game, that'll be 7:20 as well. It'll be Ronaldo Lopez versus Trevor Williams. The 1-2 is chopped in front of home plate. That'll be foul. Lee runs up on it, but it was a foul ball. We'll do it again. If you think that's going to get any easier, Williams has a 2.29 ERA. Very good right-hander. So probably another pitcher's duel. Lopez 2-2 with the 1.75. So a 1-2 count. Lee lets her go. Swing, that ball's rifled up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Be a leadoff single for Eddie Rosario and the Washington Nationals. He takes a wide turn, but no way he's going to beat that to second. The score holds. The Braves will fall to 6 games behind the Phillies in the National League East. So Lee comes set. He'll go back to work, flips it over to first to keep Rosario close by. Lefty, righty. Lee comes set. The pitch. Outside wide four-seam fastball misses 1-0. Dylan Lee leans over. Now he lets her go. That one misses way outside wide, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Bottom of the order, you got to get these guys now. You can't fill it around. Next thing you know, you'll have ducks all over the pond. The 2-0 pitch. Swing, and that ball's chopped over to Riley. Riley to Ozzie to Olson all day long. 5-4-3 double play. 2 down. Just what the doctor ordered right there. And that'll bring the left-hander Joey Gallo to the plate. Joey Gallo hitting for a low average these days, but he still has pop in his bat, so the best time to face him is with nobody on. Stands in with a 143 average. First pitch on the way. He drops a bunt. Lee's got it, falls, flips it over to first, and Olson will keep that ball from going to the outfield. Lee's feet came out from under him. Slipped and fell. Appears to be okay. Hopped on it pretty quick. Just slipped and fell. And Gallo is on with 2 outs. When he slipped like that, he probably should have shoveled it to d'Arnaud. There was no way he was going to get the runner. So 2 down and 1 on. That'll bring the number 9 hitter, Young, to the plate. Got hit in the face earlier in the game. Hasn't shown any effects. First pitch on the way. 4-seam fastball off the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. He scored a run. He's got a hit. Hit by batter. Braves infield is back and to the left. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, hit hard on the ground to Riley. Riley fires it over to Ozzie, and that'll end the inning. 5-4 put out. Braves will grab the bats. It's getting late early. Got to get some runs. The heart of the Atlanta order coming up.
I am genuinely upset. I'm legitimately, I'm mad. I'm sad. I am confused. I am shocked and appalled. At what age did the people at the bank decide that I no longer enjoy suckers?
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
I got lost in the game. I mean, the ballpark, and the people, the color, the sounds, smells, and it's a passion. It's a very, very big part of my life. Sometimes I like to be 11 years old. I like being part of something that's bigger than me. It's good for your soul to invest in something you can't control.
You're a romantic. You have a lyrical soul. You can love under the best and worst conditions.
Everybody's always so quick to tell you that McDonald's is so unhealthy. What about that relationship you in? McStupid.
Clemente batted .414 in the series, hit 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs, and led the Pirates to the championship in 7 games. A year later, on September 30th, 1972, he passed yet another milestone in his long career.
Everybody certainly wants Bobby to get that big number 3,000. Matlack on the 0-1. Bobby hits a drive into the gap in left center field. There she is.
That winter, an earthquake hit Nicaragua, and Clemente volunteered to carry relief supplies to the victims. On New Year's Eve, his plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. His body was never found.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Harvey stays in to face Austin Riley. The first pitch on the way is a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Below the knees, it's 1-0. Brewers all over the Cubs, 10-4. Game is in the 8th. The 1-0. 96. Down below the knees, 2-0. Make that 98. So a 2-0 count. Ozuna on deck, the pitch. Swing and pops it back foul. 2-1. Harvey His 10th pitch of the outing, the 2-1 pitch, sliced foul and out of play. Chased a fastball inside. It's 2-2. Washington 5, Braves 2, bottom of the 8th inning. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike three, blew it right by him. Austin Riley probably should have went down into a rehab assignment. He's looked lost so far. Marcell Ozuna will come to the plate. He's batting .309 with a 9.98 9.93 OPS. First pitch on the way to Marcell. Swung on, hit hard on the ground. That's going to be an easy 5-3 put out. 2 away. So 2 down. Matt Olson comes up. Olson is 1 for 3. He had that big double his last time up that led to a run. First pitch to Matty is a curveball on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires in the dirt, 1-1. The 1-1 to Olson. Lets her go in the dirt, nowhere near the zone. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-1. If you're just joining us and missed the action earlier, Spencer Schwellenbach, pretty decent outing for a first outing. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball's laced into right center field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Cutting it off is Lane Thomas. He fires it into the infield, but Matt Olson will have a stand-up double with 2 outs. 2-hit game for Matt Olson. Your Atlanta Braves have put the tying run on the on-deck circle. Good piece of hitting by Olson. Travis d'Arnaud comes to the plate. He takes the first pitch, curveball, right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves 2, Nats 5. Bottom of the 8th, the pitch. Slider misses down and away, 1-1. You had a 1-1 count. Adam Duvall stands on deck. He represents the tying run. Harris in the hole. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase that slider off the edge. 1-2. Now d'Arnaud's got to shorten up that swing. This is usually where he likes to go to right field. The 1-2 pitch. 99. Just misses outside, 2-2. Surprised this Hunter Harvey, his numbers aren't a little better, man. He's got some impressive stuff. So a 2-2 count. Olson at second, 2 outs, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Blew it right by him. 99 up top. We'll be back in a flash. We're heading to the 9th, trailing by 3.
I just saw one of my local crackheads, and he looked at me and he was like, "Hey, got one for you." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I'll huff, I'll puff, and I'll steal all your stuff."
The real question is, brunette crazy, redhead crazy, or blonde crazy?
Ooh. Oh, brunette crazy.
Those are completely different kind of crazies. Because redhead crazy is like, will ruin your life, but will be the best bouncy time you've ever had in your life.
Blonde crazy.
Will ruin your life, but will also blast the car into the side of an 18-wheeler going...
That's because she's in her damn Barbie Jeep and doesn't understand what curves are.
Brunette crazy is the kind where you wake up and she's standing over you with a Bowie knife and you're like, "What are you doing?" And she just says, "Don't worry about it." You do exactly the opposite. You worry about
everything.
Turn off for me, can't swim. I mean, the earth is 80% water. So
If there's a tsunami and you trying to get on my back, bye, I'm doing me. I ain't your floaty. I ain't nobody floaty.
The legality of Major League Baseball's controversial reserve clause is now in the hands of the Supreme Court. The case involves the trade of Curt Flood from St. Louis to Philadelphia. That case for Flood is being argued.
It was so difficult for the fans to understand my problems with baseball. I was telling my story to deaf ears because I was telling my story to a person who would give their firstborn child to be doing what I was doing. And he just could not understand how there could be anything possibly wrong with baseball.
For nearly 3 years, Curt Flood had been in the courts, fighting a one-man battle with Major League Baseball over the reserve clause. Despite the advice of the Players Union, he had left the game in 1969 rather than be traded against his will.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Pierce Johnson will get in the game. Pierce, 33-year-old right-hander, kicks and fires the first pitch to the top of the order. And it seems like we've seen the top of the order with the Nationals about 7 times this game. First pitch misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Curveball just grabs the outer edge. 1-1. Comes in with a 3.07 ERA in 14 2/3 innings. A 1-5 whip. The 1-1 grounded foul to the dugout. 1-2. Are they locked up Pierce Johnson for the next couple of years in the offseason? The 1-2. Johnson comes set, lets her go. Curveball in the dirt, strike 3. They check down the third base line. Lentz said he did go around. It was pretty evident. A little surprised the home plate umpire Little didn't already ring him up. But there is one away. One down. And here comes that man again, Lane Thomas. Righty. Johnson lifts the red glove right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. It has felt like the Braves have been playing just such bad baseball. It's hard to believe they're 10 games over 500. The 0-1. Right there for a strike. 0-2. And their record's right about where it was last year. I guess the big difference was you didn't have someone in front of you in the division who just played out of their mind for about a month. The 0-2 from Pierce. Swing and hit hard on the ground through the hole. Why not? Lane Thomas has another hit. 3 hits on the night. Just a triple shy of the cycle. And he also adds a walk to his name. 3 RBIs. Jesse Winker will come to the plate. First pitch on the way to Winker is down and away. Lane Thomas takes off, and he steals second. He's doing it all tonight. Got a good jump, and it was a perfect pitch to go on. A curveball that was down and away, backhanded by Darnode, had to throw from his knees. He actually made that really close. The 1-0. Righty-lefty, the pitch. Top of the zone, misses high. Home plate umpire Will Little's going to dust the plate off. Got a 2-0 count, runner on second, 1 out. Yeah, I said for days that Riley needed to go to the IL. It was a little ridiculous that he didn't. But they could have put him on at any time and then sent him down to the... So... And hope that clears up the confusion. The 2-0, right there at the knees, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Winker waits the pitch. Swung on, pops it up. High down the left field line. It's just going to get out of play. Kelnick was over there chasing it, but ran out of real estate, 2-2. So a 2-2. Pierce comes set, looks back the runner, pauses, lets her go. Fastball, here comes the runner again, and this time Lane Thomas steals third. The ball pops out of Riley's glove, but he was going to be safe anyways. Riley, kind of an Olay job trying to, I don't know if he ends up holding on to that and can apply the tag, but the way he did the Olay swipe at it, by the time he would have brought his glove down, he would have never gotten to him. The payoff pitch, outside wide, ball 4. So Pierce Johnson walks Winker. And you got runners on the corners, 1 out. Braves infield was back. Double play depth. The first pitch on the way. Fastball swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Kicks and fires. Swing and fouls it down the line. 0-2. Garcia 1 for 4 on the night. Pierce Johnson lifts his glove, turns around and flips it over to first. Ball almost gets away. Thomas was scooching down the third base line. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way from Johnson. Curveball goes. They run again on Darnode. And it is just a free-for-all. Base easily stolen at second. Winker gets another stolen base on Darnode. Second of the series. Now runners will be on second and third. 1 out. They'll have to bring the infield in. The 1-2 to Garcia. Curveball down and away, nowhere near the zone, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Johnson rocks and fires way outside high. Chases that fastball, pitch out territory. Strike out. Out number 2. Garcia's going to be kicking himself on that one. That ball, I mean, it was well out of the zone. So 2 down. Runners on second and third. That'll bring Ruiz to the plate. He's 1 for 4. The pitch, chop foul, curveball, bounces behind home plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty. The pitch. Swing, and that ball's rifled into center field. Making a diving attempt, but drops the ball. Michael Harris, the second, coughs up the ball, and that'll be 2 runs. 7-2 your score. Ball kept dying on him, and he tried to make a sliding catch. And the ball just hit the outside part of his glove. Couldn't quite time it up. The Braves trail 7-2. Eddie Rosario now steps in. Rosario, 2 for 4, batting 182. 4-seam fastballs high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Sets and fires. Curveball right there. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch from Johnson. Swing. That ball slapped back foul. It's 1-2. The 1-2 from Pierce. Runner on first, 2 outs. Braves trail 7-2. The pitch. In the dirt. Another stolen base on Travis d'Arnaud. Then he fires it into the outfield. That'll be a, well, no, the runner will stay right there, but they are just wearing d'Arnaud's out. Another stolen base. It's really a bad combination to have d'Arnaud back there and Pierce Johnson, because all he throws is curveball, so he's got that slow delivery. So this isn't all on d'Arnaud, but you combined him and d'Arnaud together, it's just going to be an automatic steal. The 2-2. Swing. Pops it up down the left field line. Kelnick. He'll make the catch just into foul territory in left field. But not before the Braves cough up a couple of runs off the glove of Michael Harris. Pierce Johnson gives up 2. We'll be back in a flash.
I know that violence is not the answer, but yes, it is.
Let me get this straight. I can go to the grocery store and buy a pound of sliced ham in a plastic bag, a loaf of bread in a plastic bag, a gallon of milk in a plastic jug, a pack of napkins in plastic wrap, a store-made salad in a plastic tub, plastic bottles with ketchup or mustard, but they won't give me a plastic bag to carry it home in because the plastic bag is bad.
Girls that eat pickles and like thoroughly enjoy eating them, and I'm not talking about like on a burger or anything, but like pickles from a pickle jar. They're always hot. Like, what's with it with hot girls and pickles? I don't understand you.
What I told him was that I agreed with him in principle, but that the courts had treated players as property and would likely do so again, and that his attempt, while a principled one, was, I thought, doomed to failure. And I worried about his knowing the kinds of chances he was taking, that he was going to end his career in a case that probably was a loser.
The lawyers for the major leagues would not talk for the cameras, but in the courtroom they argued that the reserve clause is essential to the future of organized baseball, that without the reserve clause, all the rich teams would get all the star players. But Arthur Goldberg maintains that the reserve clause, tying a player to one team for the rest of his life, is in violation of the 13th Amendment. That's the amendment against slavery and indentured servitude.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The whole thing with Austin Riley, remember, Luke Williams and Zach Short were already on the roster. You could have sent Riley down for anybody, and it could have given you depth, if nothing else, off the bench, but also for pinch running. And not having any pinch running depth cost at least 2 games in that 2-week stretch for the Braves. I remember specifically there was an extra inning game where you couldn't pinch run for Marcell Ozuna. So I learned a long time ago, don't believe everything that the pressers are telling you, because they're going to tell you what you want to hear. Adam Duvall comes to the plate. He takes the first pitch down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. What's really going to be dicey now is if we have anyone banged up, we're carrying 3 catchers. The 1-0, 95 off the edge, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Pitch way outside. Bounces away. 2-1. Braves lead trail 7-2. The right-hander Weems, 5.89 ERA. The 2-1 pitch is a four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, fouls it away, 2-2. We've seen Weems a few times over the years, and we've gotten to him several times. You're not typically going to see him unless the game's out of reach one way or the other. The 2-2. Swing, and that ball's belted down the left field line. It's gone, but it's whale foul. Upper deck job, about 100 feet left of the foul pole. For folks who are wondering what the deal is with carrying 3 catchers, it's got to do with the options. As the 2-2 pitch swung on, hit high and deep into center field, but it'll die into the glove of Young, 1 away. If you send Chadwick Tromp down, he's going to be out on waivers, and I would be shocked if someone didn't grab him. So the Braves are trying to figure out a way to manage it. And you may see someone go on one of the catchers go on a ghost IL, phantom IL, whatever you want to call it. First pitch on the way to Harris is swung on and popped up high in the sky. Can of corn. Making the catch is the second baseman Garcia, 2 away. And then there's also the things that are out there that if they make a trade, it wouldn't shock me if Trump would be involved in the trade. I hate to lose him. I like Chadwick Trump a lot, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to hold 3 catchers. But at the same token, the Braves don't do a lot of platooning, so first pitch on the way to Orlando Arcia is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. I don't think they're going to force the issue, but if it comes up, you'd love to have another outfielder on the bench and not three catchers. The 0-1 swung on, lifted high into center field, coming over, making the catch is Young, and that'll end the game. Braves lose a tough one, 7-2. Where we got some good out of it. I mean, I thought Schwellenbach, all in all, was pretty good in the game. Schwellenbach gets the loss, and he ends up giving up the 3 earned runs. But he went 5. He struck out 5. He walked just 1. He gave up 5 hits. Of course, the big one was that home run. So I felt like that was solid. The ugly, obviously, was Bummer coming into the game and giving up the 2 runs. I know Pierce Johnson giving up 2 at the end didn't help, but the sliding attempt by Michael Harris II, I mean, no one's going to get on to him for that. And the game was, well, I don't say it was out of reach, but it wasn't in a good spot at that point. And the Braves were trailing 5-2. And as far as the ugly goes, once again the Braves bats, they're not producing any runs. We scored 2 runs on 8 hits, but the 8 hits were scattered. And we've got guys in this lineup. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5 if you count Riley. 5 guys in the lineup tonight whose OPS is below 700, and that's not going to get it done in Major League Baseball, not today. So we'll try to flip the script tomorrow. Ronaldo Lopez will come out there, but it's starting to feel like until these bats wake up that the Braves are going to have to pitch an outstanding game top to bottom to win. All last year you felt like that any game was gettable, and now it feels like that at any time that you fall behind multiple runs, you start scratching. I know when you get into this kind of stuff, the recency bias always kicks in. But I can't remember the last time we had a big comeback. Not this year. I can't remember the last time that we were down, 4 runs, 5 runs, and actually came back. And we've had some scares, but last year was all year long. Never worried about it if you lost, if you got behind a little bit. At least tomorrow we've got Ronaldo Lopez, and he didn't pitch a great game last Saturday, so I do believe we're going to get a much better start from him. But hopefully they give Schwellenbach another chance, because I thought he pitched pretty well. All in all, his first start, you can't kill the kid. And the fact that he only walked 1, to me, is big. When you walk 1 versus 5 strikeouts, you take away that 1 home run, and would have been, ready to hoist him up on our shoulders. So Schwellenbach falls to 0-1. His ERA is 5.4, but it's not quite indicative of what his start is. But the Braves bats, when it's all said and done, they got to wake up, because you're putting way too much pressure on the bullpen, putting way too much pressure on the starting pitchers. Y'all have a great night, y'all. It's great chatting with y'all as always. Always have fun. Always great to see y'all's insight as well. And we will see you Thursday, 7:20 first pitch right here on Braves Country Radio. The Atlanta Braves, Washington Nationals. We'll try to get a series split with Raylo on the mound. And then we'll welcome in the Oakland A's for the weekend series.